Welcome to Reviews by Robbie. Today we're going to talk about the A7C, not the Canon EOS R. This is here just for a prop, but the A7C that I'm actually filming with, is it worth it in 2021 going into 2022? Stick around. Let's talk about some of these pros and cons regarding the A7C. The video image coming out of the camera is muy bueno. Coming from Canon, it took me a long time to accept the fact that Sony had better image quality in higher ISOs. There are pros and cons to both systems, but I'm one of those guys that use both systems professionally in my job, and I find that for studio stuff, I end up using the Sonys, and for the run and gun stuff, just because I'm so used to the Canon menu and the ecosystem and just how fast I am with the dials, maybe eventually I'll go into the Sony, but I find that run and gun stuff, when I'm behind the camera, I like using the Canon. Low light situations, and even in slow motion, I like using the A7C because my Canon EOS R actually shoots in 720p in slow motion, which totally sucks. I don't know about the new R5s and the new R6s because I don't have those, but I'm talking specifically EOS R versus the Canon A7C. So image-wise, I'm gonna hand this over to the A7C. So the video image on the A7C is pretty good. The battery life on the Sony is really, really good. Sometimes I'll be able to just go through one battery on a 3 to 4 hour shoot with the A7C. And the fact that I can just plug in a USB battery bank or a power supply using USB-C is also very, very cool. So file size and codec. The codec coming out of the A7C and also the EOS R are really small, good 1080p codecs, meaning they're not going to bog up my system. I have a maxed out 2017 MacBook Pro, the 16-inch, so I'm not able to run these H.265 codecs yet. That's something to consider, is manageability in file sizes and who those files are going to. There are times where clients can't even view 4K footage because their phone is full or, it's just slow. So to me, the happy medium is 1080p. I don't mess with 4K yet. And that goes into my next pro is the workflow for the A7C. I don't have to create proxies. It doesn't bog down my systems. I can edit it on my phone. Pretty much use and maximize the gear I have. I don't really want to keep upgrading every year if it's not necessary. And also my clientele, they're not paying for 6K footage. I'm not delivering to Netflix. I'm not broadcasting on 60, 70-inch monitors. They're consuming my marketing content on their phone. And that's gonna be different for everybody. That's just me. I can just keep going with this thing as long as it has battery and memory. Canon is lagging on the runtime. There's a 30-minute runtime. It's annoying. I hate it. That's all I have to say about it. Sony, keep doing that because that's a good thing. The last pro for the A7C is the price. For a camera that's under or just a little over $2,000, with the kit lens, you're getting a lot of camera for $2,000. Then when you upgrade to a nice lens like this Tamron 17-28, you can get a little bit of a bokeh, you can get a wide shot. Here's a wide shot. Here's a little bit of a tighter shot. You get a little bit of bokeh in the background. You really maximize this camera's potential. Sony is doing great things. It took me a while to admit that, coming from the Canon ecosystem. And so those are pretty much the pros. There's a lot of pros in this camera. Let's move on to the two cons that I really, really don't like about this camera. When I go outside and I look at this screen in bright sunlight, the screen just doesn't hold up for some reason. I can't see the image. I already have bad eyes, and there's usually, it's not great in sunlight. The Canons, they're not great either, but they're better. Either invest in a top handle monitor or just deal with it, or put some sunglasses or put a little shade, put a shade thingy on. Another thing with the screen that I don't like, this is the second con, is just the touch screen on the A7C is just not as good as the Canon, because the Canon I can move around and change the ISO and, you know, pretty much change everything on my Canon, and I don't even have to touch the menu or the dials. I'm not a dial guy. If you're a dial guy, then that's great. I've learned to adapt using the dials, but I like the touch screen, man. Like, we all use our phones. We're all accustomed to touch screens, and, you know, Sony has to do better on that. So that being said, would I recommend the A7C if you were gonna pick the EOS R? I think, God, I can't believe I'm saying this now. I'm such a Canon fanboy. But Sony's won me over. I would definitely go with the A7C if you were gonna pick the old EOS R. I don't know about the new Sonys and the Canons. Wow. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it. Make sure you like, subscribe, and tune in for the next one. I'll see you guys later.